another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your crumpets together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling. And hello. And hello. What's your tea? What is your tea, my darlings, honey? It's another glorious day, my tea sippers. And I know you have all of your crumpets together, my darling, because you know what time it is, honey. It is time to dish tea, and you are dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meats. What's going on, honey? What's your tea, babies? Listen, I'm not going to change the time, okay? We're supposed to be on at 9 o'clock. Today, I'm getting the show together, this, that, and the other. My laptop freezes, right? It froze, and I'm like, okay. I brought it back up because I said, okay, I know I got to go through here, and I got to clean some stuff out of here, right? Fine. But then the screen went black. I'm like, what is going on? I was like, okay, give it a minute. And maybe about 10 minutes I passed the screen and popped back up. So I had to go in and reboot. Well, during the reboot, this whole thing is going through an upgrade of the program. So I had to wait for the whole thing to upgrade. That took about maybe a half hour to 45 minutes to do. So I'm like, oh, Lord. So now that's why we're here now, okay? Versus being here an hour ago. But in any event, honey, thank you all for coming in, honey. Listen, like, subscribe, and to share with everyone, honey. Get it. Get all your friends, other tea sippers, other crumpet dunkers, other tea brewers, other pot stirrers, other tea leaf readers, honey. Other tea baggers. Okay. Have them all come on up in here, baby, because we're going to get down into a couple of things. I'm not going to be before you long. I say that all the time because y'all know talking is a hobby of mine. But we got donut factory duties in the morning. I know. A coworker of mine, honey, had death in the family, so I traded his Saturday so he can go out of town. And so I'm not going to be off again until next week, Thursday. So, I know. So I was trying to enjoy my little one day off or whatever. And usually my one day is my do nothing day. This is my lazy day. However, we have some things to do, and I'm going to get into that in a little minute. At this particular time, my darling, we're going to get into a couple of things this evening. I have some things I want to share with you. That's just perplexing my mind. We're going to dish tea on a couple of things, honey. Right now, number one, have y'all seen the John Schneider clip? I'm trying to find it. John Schneider from the Dukes of Hazzard, and more so for those of y'all who are into the have and have-nots, he was on there, the Tyler Perry production. Yeah, he was there, and this, that, and the third, blase, yakety, spleen. And now that Beyonce is doing this country western album, right? I'm having it's interesting that his take on this is that way. Now, I'm trying to find the entire interview, right? But every time I'm trying to get this whole interview, honey, they're only giving us just a 33-second little clip. Have y'all seen it yet? I'm trying to find it. Let me see if I can get to it, because I want y'all to hear this come out of his mouth. Okay. But at the same time of listening to him go through these particular changes, honey, I'm perplexed. Okay. I am so fucking perplexed. I don't know what to do. Okay. I don't know what to do. So, uh, interesting. You know, I'm see, a lot of folks, you know, they've gone through and they've said, okay, well, you know what? You know, y'all done went through here, y'all trying to say this, y'all trying to do that. Um, uh, and the whole idea of his take on country music is really I'm trying not to let it upset me, but it is a little bit. Okay. And it is because uh we have grown up, those of us not knowing, you know, what it is, we've grown up watching the Dukes of Hazzard. Okay, that's what we know. We've watched the Dukes of Hazzard. Okay. And in us watching the Dukes of Hazzard, um, we watched and we've idolized this man walk around and drive around, he and Tom Wopat, in that car, you know. Um with the Confederate, you know, flag on it and carrying on. The General Lee, I couldn't think of the name of the General Lee. That's what it was called. And I've had the car, you know, we've had toys or whatever because this is the Dukes of Hazzard, and we have not necessarily criticized or scrutinized it, right? And my mother and my father never came to us and told us about, you know, the flag and everything, or you know, that Confederate flag or whatever being dangerous to black folks, because it was just a TV program and all we know was it was just a cool car. Okay. Uh the problem is that now that you're talking about country music, okay, you're into this little space and you done got you're into saying your little piece or whatever, okay. And everybody's entitled to their opinion, of course, but it's just striking me. It is really fucking striking me as like, wow, dude, I don't know, you know. And I'm stalling because I just found the interview. Ha ha ha. I just found it. And it's a 5 minute long, but what I want to do, I want to see if I can jump to this. No, I'll play the whole thing. I'm gonna share the screen. I'm gonna play the whole thing, okay, so that we can have the context. I want the context of everything uh in this because I see this is going to be something. This is really going to be something. Hey, let me say hi to everybody. Hey, Charles, what's going on, darling? Emmanuel, what's up, my love? Um, so I'm going to present this, okay? We're going to present this. We're going to share the screen. I'm going to play this particular interview, and we're going to watch this together at the same time. And if I have to take this out of here and strike it because of a copyright infringement, trust me, I will, if need be. But yeah, I just want to get into this because something just ain't right. So we're going to get into this together. Okay. Can y'all see that? I want to make sure I put the sound on.
Well, thank you so much. You know, we have Duke's story and here to discuss this Hollywood story and more is a legendary performer, John Schneider. You first saw him as Beau on Dukes of Hazzard, but that was just the start of an illustrious career from TV shows like Smallville to Nip Tuck, Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, and many more. John has over 20 albums to his credit, right up to his late #1 singles on the Billboard Country chart. John co-founded with Marie Osmond the Children's Miracle Network hospitals, which has raised more than $8.5 billion for 170 children's hospitals. Hey there, John. Thank you so much for being with us. It's such an honor to have you here today.
Well, thank you very, very much. And folks, off camera, I learned that you have the entire Dukes of Hazzard box set at home.
I sure do, and I really do. We're huge fans, and we also have this car I wanted to show you displayed on our bookshelf at home. If we can throw that picture up, there you have it. This is proudly displayed in our home.
A cat named Roscoe.
Yes, cat's name is Roscoe as well. So we're big fans, to say the least. So John, thank you again for being with us. Now, before we talk about your latest project, I have to get your take on football star Kelsey and his new film funded by the Inflation Reduction Act. I mean, is it fair to taxpayers that their money gets used for Hollywood movies like this?
No, it's an abuse. It's an abuse of our tax dollars. It's an abuse of our intelligence, really. When I first heard about this, the first thing I thought was it's just as silly for this gentleman to think he can go out and make a movie. I mean, and actually participate in producing a movie. It's not easy. Okay, it's not easy. It's as silly for him to think he can do that as it would be for me to think I could go there and not get killed on the football field. So first and foremost, that's an absurd notion. But second, I didn't realize he was paid for, at least in part, until you did your intro. And I do think that is a gross abuse of taxpayer dollars. Not as gross an abuse as calling something a border bill and you're really sending billions of dollars overseas. But they don't seem to understand that there are boundaries. This is the United States of America. It's supposed to be a government by the people and for the people, not a people by the government and for the government. And someday this has got to stop. And I applaud you. I applaud your network for turning the lights on, and let's see where the roaches run.
Well, thank you so much for that. We have to do this during this insane time we're living through, because I don't know if we are even going to have a country much longer if we allow all of this insanity to continue, from Hollywood to the powers that be that are running the show here. It's all just devastating, to say the least. What's that?
I said I agree, and Hollywood has a long history of eventually eating its own anyway.
Yeah, very true.
Let's see what happens there. But inviting the federal government into your own propaganda is really absurd and inexcusable.
It is indeed. Speaking of Hollywood eating its own, that was a perfect little segue for me here. Country Western music, I think, has certainly changed quite a bit over the years. There's a lot more crossover music and acts like Shania Twain and Carrie Underwood, just to name a few. But now BEYONCE dropped a new single, Texas Hold'em, Sunday. And an ACW radio station wasn't playing it because they said it wasn't really a CW song. Now, after they got bombarded by Beyonce fans, they relented. But I want your thoughts on this, because it feels like the lefties in the entertainment industry just won't leave any area alone, right? They just have to seize control over every aspect, don't they?
They've got to make their mark, just like a dog in a dog walk park. Every dog has to mark every tree. Yeah. Right. So that's what's going on here. Shania and the other folks you talked about, what they did is they were in country music and they went out. And that's one thing. But people coming into country music have because I know a little something about country music, and they seem to think that it's easy or it's simple or somehow it's not as sophisticated as the music that they sing otherwise.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.
Oh, that's it. Oh, shit, that's it. That is it. That's only 5 minutes. Okay. 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 I'm gagging. I'm gagging. I'm gagging. Okay. I am gagging. Wait a minute. Charles, Chris, you done brought up a couple of points. What you say? I wonder if John would feel the same way if Dolly Parton was singing the same songs. What you say? Did Dolly Parton do a rock album this year? Come on now. Exactly. Okay. Yes, she did. She did and carried on because that there was something she did that because she was inducted into the Hollywood Rock of Fame. I mean, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And she didn't feel as though she was a rock and roll star, you know. And so they were like, well, no, you know, don't get it twisted with the title. Just look at it, you know, for what it is, and blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, oh, okay. Interesting. But here we have, now I'm perplexed with this because I thought there was going to be more to this interview. God, we're going to be ready to cut it. But isn't it interesting? Like, again, I'm not upset about his opinion because he's entitled to his opinion. At the same time, you're on a news program, this little fake ass news shit. And I hate that I did not know that damn commercial was going to be up there because now I got to go up in here and edit it and carry on. But that's all right. It is what it is. I'll give them their credit because it is their video. But what say you about his take on all this? You know, you're upset about, they talking about, and I don't even know if it's proven that this patriarchal thing that they talking about, you know, is going to help produce this particular movie, whatever this is. Darling, whenever movies get funded, honey, it comes from different sources. It comes from different kinds of federal engagements, all kinds of grants and this, that, and the other. And we don't know what entities have paid into the grants for a tax write-off. Okay. You know, there are grants that go through and you know, when you're applying for these particular grants or whatever, we don't know where the funding is coming from. They have donations and things to where they keep the money going. All right. And so for him to come against what he just said and out about what he said, I'm finding out a little bit that way. And when you get into his politics, honey, as a wonderful of an actor he has been, I enjoyed him, of course, you know, when he was young and in the Dukes of Hazzard. Again, us not realizing that, you know, that was all about Confederacy and this, that, and other, even though we saw that there were very few black folks, if any. I don't remember any black folks in that particular program. But every day, I mean, every week that program came on, honey, we had to deal with the General Lee and his Confederate flag in our face. They were selling that as toys, you know, with the Confederate flag on it and things. And we didn't know any different. So coming up and that particular program being, you know, about Southern roots and those who are protecting the South and carrying on the whole idea, Roscoe P. Coltrane and carrying on the whole idea of that show and the premise of it was about, you know, Southern living in the good old boy South, okay, where everybody wanted to remain separate but equal and not even equal, just separate, you know, and they still wanted to have the Confederacy together. And I still say, even though the Confederacy is part of American history, the Confederacy lost. And anybody who still celebrates the Confederacy and still ask for the Confederacy to be alive and well, you are treasonous to this country. Because the whole idea of the Confederacy being introduced and built was they wanted to separate themselves, and each particular Confederate state wanted to be a country of its own. Not just a state, it wanted to be its own entity. So it wanted to defect from the United States of America, which is why we end up having a civil war, and they lost. Which is why all these southern states that still want to hang the flag and carrying on the Confederate flag, It makes no sense, baby, because this is not the United Confederacy of America. This is the United States of America. The Confederacy is no more. The Confederacy lost. We could sit down and talk about its history like everything else, but the Confederacy lost. Okay, so anybody who still uphold that and miss me with, oh, this is just my history. No, it's not, because a lot of people who uphold that stuff want that time to come back. You're still looking for the Confederacy to come back. Okay, to come back. And for Black folks who uphold the Confederacy, let me say this, because some of them get a bad deal. They get a bad deal because we did have Black soldiers who were fighting, you know, with the slave masters, or those with their sharecroppers, okay, and all of that. They were fighting with them side by side because they didn't want to lose their homes and this, that, and the other. When they got into the armies and this, that, and the other of the Confederacy armies, they were fighting for what they knew to be. So yeah, we did have Black soldiers fighting for the Confederacy, but the intent behind that was to keep my home. It wasn't about, they didn't realize that they were fighting, you know, North versus South, and they were trying to defend. It was a whole different thing, because of course we wasn't told all those things. Okay, so those who fight and say yes, and we have, you know, I want to preserve that because it's our history, I understand that, but we've been duped. We've been duped. And you have a man who is on these principles, who we've never challenged. You know, he's never been public about any of that I remember about his philosophies and how he sees life and how he navigates himself through the world. He's always been John Schneider, the actor, to us, okay? Until recent times where he's been getting press and coverage about his political affiliations and ideologies and carrying on. So now we're here. And having heard this, the only things you said was about Hollywood eating its own, and you on that bandwagon of, we don't need to be paying our taxes to be funding a movie that somebody don't know. It's a project, honey. Now, you as anybody should understand the idea of what it means to have a project, what it means to get funding and carrying on. So they got this particular grant. Now we don't know the ins and outs of it. They had to do research to find out about this particular money that's coming in, but we don't know if they actually fund it, or if they funded the grant or whatever it was. So we have that. But now we're on this thing. Now let's go ahead with the country music. The host set up and basically said, she called everybody, you know, these liberals and whatever the words that she used, the leftists and blah, blah, blah. And in using that, you know, now you're saying that an artist can't be an artist. An artist can't go over into crossover music. It's always a political statement. And now the left children are coming over here and just want to get their hands into everything. How come they just can't leave shit alone, basically, is what she's saying. And what that translates to me, and I was hoping I did not have to go into that. But how that translates to me is, bitch, stay where the fuck you at, honey. You already in R&B. How you coming over here with us? How you coming over here in our lane? And now, folks, you know, everybody knows that African Americans, honey, and Africa and African culture has been the dominant culture where everybody have pilfered from. Okay, the origins of country music, honey, comes from us. Okay, now y'all been hearing that lately. A lot of y'all, this is your first time hearing that. My first time hearing about the banjo for me. I did not realize that the banjo, which is a staple in country music, that the banjo was created by African Americans who are replicating the instruments back home. They were replicating. The first banjos that were made were replications of instruments they were using back home. So now, you know, they done usurped that and called it their own and this, that, and the other. And now we have, you know, the banjo and this, that, and the other infused in the music and this, that, and the other. We already know that lyrically and carrying on that the blues is also part of that. I've always said that country western music, honey, was just white people soul music, right? Because if you listen to it, I adore country music, but now a lot of it, you know, I like country music, some of that bluegrass stuff, and you know, some of that stuff I can't get into, you know, but I love like lyrical country music. You know, I could get into Loretta Lynn, Tanya Tucker, you know, Conway Twitty, you know, Travis Tritt, you know, those children, you know, Clint Black and of course Dolly, and you know, Patsy Cline, and George Jones, and you know, Charlie Parker, Charlie Pride rather. Okay, so we're talking about these, and Charlie has been the only black face in country music for a long time. Now that the genre is opening up, how dare you, John Schneider, come up and comparing Beyonce? No, you didn't compare. Basically, you basically calling her a bitch. Well, it's just like dogs having to go and you know, spray on every tree. When I first heard that, I said, "Oh, wait a minute, did he just call her a bitch?" Okay, and that took me out of here. I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, honey, not John. You know, not no, that can't be right." And he's not one of the heroes of mine. But what this has done has just opened this up, baby, to where it's like, okay, wait a minute, let me look at you in another light, honey. Because now I need to get to know the person. Let me take all them spotlights up off of you and carry on and get to know you as a person. Because see, now those are fighting words. What the fuck? You should have just called her a bitch. And now whole thing, they should have just said, bitch, stay in your lane. Don't come over here fucking with our shit. That's what it should have said. Okay, but y'all want to get colorful with the language and carrying on, and this, that, and the other, and then be very insulting with the idea that people cannot cross over into country music. It's a music genre. Music is music. So is that coming from a place because you didn't cross over into popular music, that your music didn't get, you know, the popular ratings and carrying on that you thought it should have done? I'm trying to understand that. Now, John Snyder sings okay, but that's not. I'm not going to go into that because I don't want to get into that bit. But I'm bringing that up because in his thing, he said, "Well, I know something about country music," and well, when Shania and them they left country music, and you know, but they were all basically they already in it, so it's okay for them to go and cross over. It's not okay for them to cross over into our shit. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Y'all come on up here and talk to me. Tell me if I'm hearing something else, okay? John used to live in San Antonio, Texas for a while. Okay. As far as the statement about Beyonce and the country song, like her husband said, how dare they not give this woman Album of the Year with all the Grammys she's won? She's won the most Grammys. With all the hoopla and excitement about the Renaissance tour, we heard nothing about Taylor Swift. How dare they give Taylor Swift Album of the Year? Even if I don't like country, this country song, I still promote I Am Beehive. Okay. Oh, you don't care for it? I need to hear the country in it. I hear a little country twang, you know, or whatever. But country music is more than just being able to come out there and just talk with a little country accent and throw a little couple of good guitars up in there and just sing the song. It's more than just that, children. You know, you can't just sit up there and just sing, you know, the little song with the little country twang. It's more than that. You understand? You know, it's a little bit more than that. You know, it's all about the feel of it and carrying on. I've not gotten intimate with the song yet, but I heard, what is it, 16 Candles I've heard, and it's supposed to be a second one. I'm trying to get, I don't want to hear R&B infused, you know, sound. Now I'm gonna tell you something. Isn't it interesting We did not get this hoopla when they did the country rhythm and blues album. Do y'all remember that? When they had country artists duet with R&B stars, because Travis Tritt ended up duetting with Patti LaBelle. Tanya Tucker ended up duetting with Little Richard. Natalie Cole ended up duetting with Reba McEntire. Who else? Oh God, who it was? Trisha Yearwood duetted with the Neville brother. Okay. Oh God, what's his name? The one with the mole. What's his name? The Neville brother with oh God, Aaron Neville. Aaron. Okay. So that was a really cool album. It was a really cool fucking album. That album was cool. Okay. That was cool. And so for that, you know, I know it can be done, you know, and I know that we were able to get into that. They're coming for Beyonce, but Beyonce was already getting her gears together because she sang with the Chicks. I hate the fact that they dropped Dixie out of their name. I'm so used to saying the Dixie Chicks, but they dropped the Dixie and they just call themselves the Chicks. Okay. Yeah. You know, she's already been in that stage and on the or in that audience or whatever. So they are familiar with her, you know. So okay. I have a song by Patty Austin. Patty Austin did a song years ago in a live concert. That was a country western song. I mean, hell, Aretha's done The Wait. That's a country song. I pulled into Nazareth. I was feeling about half past dead. I just need a place where I can lay my head. Y'all know that song. Hey, mister, can you tell me where a girl can find a bed? I just need a place where I can lay my head. Take a load off Fanny. Take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny. And put the weight on me. Y'all know that song. That's the country song. It's another one that Aretha did. Well, no, this one is not a country song. It has many variations. That's Gentle on My Mind. And I don't know all the words. Knowing that your door is always open and your path is free to walk, free to walk, free to walk, free to walk. It lets me know that I can leave my sleeping bag behind your couch. Yes, it does. I love that song. Okay. What you say, Road? Wait a minute. Come on. Those songs are Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages. Okay. She also sang with Sugarland. Okay. All right. Sugarland did Irreplaceable. Oh, did they? Oh, okay. I'm not aware of that. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Tiff. Okay. So we have a number of people that have done country music. Okay. Oh God. I want to say Natalie Cole did one too. Natalie and Patty redid Dolly Parton. Here you come again. Just another day when I was walking. I'm fucking up the words. Okay. You know, she did that. So it is interesting. It's very interesting that here we are in a time where folks want to act like this is all supposed to be brand new. And John Schneider, of all people, I'm really looking at him cross-eyed and sideways because I'm lost. And the reason why I'm lost is because maybe I should not be surprised, but I was hoping for a little bit of a little better something or another from him, because you've been in the Tyler Perry studios, you've been around Black folks, you know, since your relevancy as an adult, older man, you know, your relevancy has been around Black folks and this, that, and the other with the Tyler Perry. Hell, the have and have nots lasted how many seasons? And you've been in our homes and carrying on and this, that, and the way that you have been. And just to hear that I'm not at a loss for us. It's just that it got me a little, you know, perclimped. Okay. Just tuning in when you be attending Beyonce's concert. No, honey, I don't have that. I don't have Beyonce concert money like that. Now, and here's the tea, honey. I'm not part of the beehive, honey, you know, but I will eat the honey. Okay. I will eat the honey, but I'm not part of the beehive like that. Okay. And I love Beyonce. I love her. You know, I got a couple things, honey, that I wish she would do with her vocals because I'm not liking this new sound. Okay. Because she got this husky voice and she's doing what I consider to be lazy singing. And but it's working for the project. I guess it's to do the project. But I got to hear these other two songs and to see what this album is going to yield, because right now we just got lazy singing for me. And you know, I think everybody gets to that point when they done made it and this, that, and the other. We get these, you know. Okay, well, I don't have to put a lot of effort into it. I work hard to get the project up, but now I could give, and it's gonna give anyway because the kids gonna like it and blah blah blah. And I'm not necessarily with that. Okay. Now that's just my assessment. Okay. I'm not in the beehive either. Okay. Okay. But I'm just perplexed with all of that. Okay. Which is a hit on TikTok, really? Well, I'm sure it is, because when it dropped, it did the thing that it was going to do. You know, I'm not mad at the song, you know, and I'm not mad at her making her coin for it neither. So her diehards are going to send her through. She got enough people to where the diehards are going to make it are going to make it a hit, okay? And she has enough of the diehard fans to do that. See, because she's at that mega star status, okay, she have enough following across the world to where whatever she do, if she sing the alphabet, honey, it's going to drop, you know, and it's going to drop her like it's hot. So she's at that particular status. There's very few people who make it to that kind of status. You know what I'm saying? In our lifetime, we've had Aretha, we've had Michael, Janet, Madonna. Now we have Beyonce, Diana Ross. Diana Ross was there, okay, in that kind of status. That whole, you know, I could go anywhere around the world kind of thing, you know, and still can command stadiums, okay, and arenas, not just the concert hall, honey. They got to go because it's so many people. We got to get fucking stadiums, football stadiums and arenas that hold 20,000 people and carrying on. Taylor Swift is up there now because of what she's been able to do with her numbers, okay. And that kind of thing, you know, we where, you know, back in the day it was the Beatles, you know, the Beatles and the Jackson 5 and things before Michael was solo. You know, those people who make that kind of status, they got diehards that's going to take it over the top. So it's going to do what the records want them to do. Okay, those who are big stars, you know, your Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knights, you know, those girls, Stephanie Mills. Well, Dion was there. At the she was there in her day. So, you know, when they had that particular status, they got superstar status, and the stuff would do cute, and it would sell, and it would be a plus, and it would be a hit. But those who got that mega star status to where they're untouchable, you can't get to them and carrying on unless you are part of such a yeah, that stuff is going to go out there, and the diehards are going to make sure that it goes over. Now, this is not to say that everybody else don't have diehard fans, because y'all know who mine are. Number one, honey, right there. They share the number one slot because they are mother and daughter to me. That's Mama Patty and Stephanie Mills, honey. That's the first slot. Everybody else come after that in no particular order because there's so many folks that I love and adore, and you know I go gaga over. But Patty and Stephanie serve that slot together as number one in my world because I consider them to be mother and daughter. Okay. So yeah, so you know that particular kind of status is going to do what it's supposed to do. I'm just a little perplexed about this statement from John because that was really and completely unfucking called for. Okay. Yes. Stephanie, yeah, that's my little big sister right there. Now y'all better understand, honey. That's my little big sister. That is my little big sister right there, honey. They already created a line dance for Texas Hold'em. Oh, really? Okay, see? I know, okay. And that's the test of time, honey. If you can get a line dance out of it, honey, everybody sit down there and click their boots, baby. We go. Okay. So that there is that. I'm gonna go here. I did this as a Big Meats moment. And how many of y'all have seen the videos with SHALON Jackson? This is the comedian Monique's eldest child. Okay. Y'all seen that? Okay. He dropped some knowledge, honey, and carried on. Who is your favorite new artist that's out right now? Well, of course. Well, you said new. See, they old to me because hell, they in their 20s and stuff now. Okay. I mean, they've been in the business for 20 years. You know, of course, there's Fantasia, there's Jennifer Hudson, I adore. I like Christina Aguilera a lot. I just wish she gets some better material. And again, they got to get her together because see, she goes into the studio knowing she can sing. I adore Kiki Wyatt, and Kiki Wyatt is the same way. That heifer had a wonderful voice on her, but she knows she can sing, you know, and so she comes across very arrogant a lot of times for me. Lettucey is my baby. Lettucey, Rochelle Farrell, who I'm looking for her to come on back into the studio and give us some new music. You know, I love Jill Scott. You said who new. That's out. Okay. I'm into Jaheim. Let's go to guys. I'm into God. Jaheim is a singing fool. Okay. Now, he in here? He just okay. I did. Look at you. You so damn stupid. Gonna pump his own. Said, let me call your name. You don't tell me. No, but my boy here. There's Tony Terry. Well, he's not. He ain't new. There's Dave Tolliver, but my boy here, honey, who is this generation's Barry White, and that there is Jay Henry. Y'all hip to Jay Henry? He's a saxophonist, but he also sings. And when I tell y'all, if you close your eyes, honey, and no, don't close your eyes, because hell, you can look at him, but you're gonna hear Barry coming out. He sounds exactly like Barry White. And most of us who are baritone bassists, we always get that, oh, you got that Barry White sound. And it's the sound because we're baritone bassists, okay? But when I tell you this cat right here, I mean, even how he approaches a song, I don't know if he does that on purpose or if he studied Barry like that, but he approaches a song the same way. I'm like, oh, that is unheard of. Okay. So, yeah. But let me see. Who are other men? See, that's the other thing. Now, there's a lot of men out here that I I like Anthony Hamilton. Anthony not new. Usher not new, but I like Usher. I'm not, listen, I like these folks. Okay. The names I'm saying now, I like them. Do I have any of their music? I may have these names I'm going to say, like Usher and Chris Brown. Chris, I like it. If I would have their music, I would get best of. Okay. These are the children that I'm not going to have their entire catalog. Okay. I'm good with the popular hits, and we get the best of track. I don't necessarily have to have the B-side track. Okay. Now I'm a B-side bitch, honey. I'm a B-side bitch. Okay. I like to get intimate with the project, and usually the songs that don't get the hit or don't get pushed are usually the songs that sit down there. Oh, there you go. There you go. Thank you. Gregory motherfucking Porter. Oh! Wait. Don't do me. Don't do me. Don't do me. Okay, Legacy has a new album. Yes, she does. And I got to go bunch it. I have not. I'm still old school. I like to have physical copies of the album because I like to read the liner notes. I like to see who did what. And now that I've gone to school for sound engineering and carrying on, I need to take refresher courses because I don't have any equipment to be working on it diligently like I need to. But I want to hear who the engineers are and carrying on. I want to see if I can hear how they got the highs and the lows and took us out, and all of that. I need to hear all of that and who did what. Who's on background vocals and carrying on and all of that. I want to hear how they stacked it. I've got to a point where I can hear a punch in. I can hear a punch in. And a punch in is nothing but when they had to do something over because they made a mistake. So they'll sing the song. They'll let the track play up until your mistake, and you get to re-sing the mistake. And it's called a punch in. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So be that as it may. What you say? I like that big meat about a B-side, bitch. That's me. I like the shit most people don't like. Yes, God. Listen, honey. The B-sides is where it's at. Okay. The B-sides is where it's at. And I'm saying it just like that. I'm just being just is where it's at. Okay. Because if you're a diehard, see, this is why, and this is what make you a diehard fan. Okay. This is, if you ever want to know a true diehard fan, listen at the songs that they tell you about or carrying on, because they don't never tell you about the popular songs. I was at a Stephanie Mills concert. It was one when I first moved here to Atlanta. This is how God let me know I was in the right place, because I saw a flyer and I thought I was having a hallucination that Stephanie and Patty were doing a show together. Okay. I was like, oh my God, wait a minute, they're going to be on the same show. And it's not the Budweiser Superfest to where I got one night and one the other. They're going to be here on the same night. Oh, I lost my mind. I bought a ticket. I bought the last ticket. Okay. I spent $100 for that ticket. I was going to. Okay. I got there and I'm sitting next to somebody. And they were like, oh, I love Stephanie Mills. Okay. Oh, I'm a fan. I said, okay. And so as she's going through her set, I'm playing Name That Tune, honey, because they done hit the first few chords. And I'm like, oh, bitch, she's really going to do this. And she's going to do this. I'm like, you don't put that song in the show. And the guy sitting next to me, he was like, I don't know that song. I said, ooh. Oh, you're not a fan. You like her. Okay. You like her a lot. That's what it is. You're not a fan, honey. How do you don't know at the time she was singing Jessie? The song Jessie, that's off the If I Were Your Woman album, honey. And she's singing Jessie. And he said he didn't know that song. I was like, so I had to learn, honey. There are folks who like people. Then there's those who I like them a lot to where it's almost at love. And then there's those of us who are diehards. And your diehards, honey, they're going to know the songs and they know about albums that you don't. Like, I love Janet Jackson, and I'm an old school diehard. Okay, I'm not a new school diehard because when she got, became Janet, I got everything, but I wasn't following her like that I had to be at her concerts and this, that, and the other. But I am to where a lot of folks think that her career starts with Control. I'm like, no, she had 2 albums before that. And somebody had the nerve to tell me, oh, those 2 don't count. I was like, bite your motherfucking tongue. How in the hell they don't count? And that's what jump-started her career, honey. Young Love, Say You Do. You Know That You Never Find a Love Like Mine. Hello. That's on the first album. And then You Don't Stand Another Chance and Dream Street is my shit. Off of You Don't Stand Another Chance. That was the name of the album. Okay. Hello. What are you talking about? So, yeah, that's how you know you're diehards. Now, I done went all onto a whole new tangent. Okay. Check out Calvin Richardson. His voice reminds me of Bobby Womack. Really? What's the child's name? Dollar, 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 dollar. I need a dollar, dollar, dollar. Well, who is him? Something, is it Black? Something Black? Him. He's good. Okay. You better understand. Yes, baby. Let's wait a while. Let's wait a while, honey. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I like Bruno Mars. Oh, I got Aloe Black. Thank you. Yeah, Aloe Black. That's his name. I adore Bruno Mars. Okay. Yeah, okay, yes, Calvin Richardson is the okay. I got to get into him. Give me a song that I may know what he is. Okay, because I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do it now because I got to put it on my list. But we went this whole route to talk about the music industry and what it is that we need to do to accept the fact that the genres can cross over. And I'm just still unnerved at this man for saying what he's saying. And basically, a dog, like a dog in a dog bark park, got to go piss on every tree. Bitch, you just called her a bitch. And I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with that. What happened to Mickey Howard? She's still touring. She just did a concert here at the City Winery, and I missed it because I had to work. But they say she's in wonderful vocals in Canada, which is a good thing because she needed to get her voice together. Because at one point in time, honey, when she was starting her comeback, she sounded horrible. I'm like, I'm saying, honey, go get you some throat coat tea, and we need to go back to sitting at the piano, honey, and learning your scales all over again, honey. Warm that throat up, honey. Get you a scarf. You got to keep a scarf on that throat, child, to keep them vocal cords warm. Okay. Now, I'm going to go here. I started to go here because I was going to talk about Monique's son, Shalon. Okay. But wait a minute, before we do that, let's because that's a serious thing. Let me do this. Church children, I want y'all to pay attention to this. Y'all tell me what happened up in here, honey. They at the church cheering. They at the church. And I'm assuming this is praise and worship, honey. And the spirit of Michael, honey, that came up and crept up into this baby. The spirit of Michael crept up in this baby, honey. And so now he going. He going. Now the children in the comments where this thing come from, honey, they are letting him have it. Why didn't they sit him down? Why didn't they this? Why didn't they that? Blah, 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 blah. Somebody said in the comments that I thought was very interesting, and I'm tending to lean on this one. And they said, those who have been sheltered and all they know is church need to get outside sometimes, because it is evident that this baby wants to be an entertainer, but all he knows is church. So this is his stage. You know what I'm saying? I also want to believe this. When spirit moves and carrying on, we don't know how it's going to hit. And he was in his little thing and he got to going, honey, and he got to going. So perhaps what he knew to dance and carrying on, you know, his holy dance, you can tell he mean everything he's saying. He is into that song and carrying on, but it is what it is. Okay. But how are we looking at that? You know, who are we to say what's right and what's wrong? Okay. Now, yeah, we got a key out of it because we know, okay, you doing Michael, honey, they ain't, you know, but then we say that ain't the Holy Spirit. How do we know that? How do we know that? Okay. So, yes. Calvin did a whole tribute to Bobby Womack. Oh, really? Okay, wait a minute. What's this new cat that sounds like Marvin? What's his name? Orlando something? Oh, that boy there. Oh my God. Yeah, what a hot mess. You just said a hot mess. I grew up in the culture church, honey. That ain't nothing new. Okay, hey, Lynn, you love the tea? Huh? Get it. Get into it. Okay. Big Meats, I like how you take up with this young man singing that song. That was just a hot mess. Well, you know what? It's a hot mess because now here's where it is, baby. It's a hot mess for you because that's how it hit you. It didn't agree with your spirit. It's like, okay, what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? I have evolved to where I can start to evaluate it first, because I used to be one to say, okay, what the hell is this? You know? And then I had to learn how to let myself see it in a bigger picture. Now, I'm not there, and y'all see that's only 30 seconds of a clip. We don't know if this is something that he does regularly. Because as you can see, honey, you know, some of the kids got to laugh and carrying on, but I don't know if that's their first time singing with him. The audience is like, okay, they was expecting it. It looked like, you know, those who pan in the audience, we don't know any of that backstory, you know. All I'm gonna say is he got to feeling that song, honey, and that's how it hit him. Okay. Thank you, Rob. What's October London? Ooh. This cat right here. I wish Noel Gordine would come out with something else again, honey. That's another singing boy that's not getting no kind of props. None. After Steve Harvey introduced him to us with that one song, Down by the River, we heard nothing else from that baby. And yeah, that's a singing somebody, honey. That boy, oh God. Okay. Yes, October is what the music industry, okay, is what the music industry and we needed. Huh? Say it, baby, say it. So yeah, so that's the little cackle for right now. But let's go over here. While we can. No, because I'm not being led to say I've already done a Big Meats moment on the Shalon thing. I'm going to talk about it. Well, I'm going to stay here. I did a Big Meats moment on it because he had did the first 2 videos, right? And he was in response to his mom and this, that, and the other. And I continuously say this, and I'm going to say this here. Both things can be right at the same time. what we have to appreciate is that this baby is going through trying to heal that little boy that don't know his mama, because mama was trying to make a better life for him and was out chasing the dream, chasing this, trying to get what she needed to get. Okay. And she recognizes that it cost her relationship with her son because he didn't understand it. You know, the time that he couldn't go with her, if he went with her at all, he couldn't go, you know, and things because they in the clubs and you know, he couldn't, you know, she couldn't take no child in the club. They lose the liquor license or whatever the case may be. So we have here a hurt, grown ass man who is trying to heal the little boy. And now, on top of healing the little boy, I got to watch the mother who didn't have no time for me get married and have 3 more kids. And these 3 kids, honey, are better than me. They get the mom that I wish I had. You know what I'm saying? So now, yeah, I'm big brother, but they get all the time, all of this, all of that. I'm the son that you had in the struggle. They're the children that you had after Nikki Parker hit big, after your accolades get big, after. So they came into money. They didn't come into the struggle. They didn't come into, oh, you got to drop me off here and be gone at all these times or another. They coming into their father being there with them and watching you love on their daddy and carrying on. You divorced my daddy. I got a stepmama. So we are listening to a grown man reconciling his life and putting his pieces together as a grown man and saying, you know what, hey, that wasn't in the cards for us. I thank you for giving me life because you could have aborted me at any time. I thank you for giving me life. But now I got to take this leg of it and you may not be there. But in the last video, like he said, which was very interesting, and he said, she's still my mother. I'm very proud of her. You know, I've watched this woman go from Baltimore to the moon. Okay. I'm wonderfully happy with her and her accomplishments. Okay. He said, my mama, she's a bad, you know, she bad. Okay. And if y'all remember the movie Jackie's Back, remember how Shaniqua and Jackie was always arguing? Okay. And Shaniqua was going through her thing. I got my first wig when I was 3. Who does that? You know? So everything about her life, she couldn't understand it because, mama, I'm out here chasing a dream. And remember at the end scene when Anton say, Shaniqua, stop this shit. Now, hell, the man that ran off with the money, she said, wait a minute, they done stole your money again. And she got real tender, you know? And so it was that moment. And so at the end, when she said, no, go on and sing, mama, honey, you Jackie Washington, honey. You the best thing out here. You know, as she gave her mama her praise, because now I know my mama as the star, but y'all know Monique and y'all know Nikki Parker. I know mama. And when y'all got her, I couldn't have my mama. And both of those are true at the same time. Okay. Both of those are true at the same time. And that's what they've got to work on. And as Monique said, we're going to give this time. She said, give it time. Okay. Which is a way of saying, honey, get out my business. Okay. But no, Miss Thing, hold up. Hold up. Because just like Shalon said, there's some accountability that you got to do. Now, you done got real cute and pretty with, you know, laying it out, okay, and you get pretty. But it's some of that ugly stuff that he's talking about that you got to get with, baby. Because one of the things that y'all missing, I said this in the moment, one of the things that y'all missing, and he corrected that. He said, no, I wasn't trying to call him daddy. I wanted to call him Pops. because it got too confusing. You calling him daddy, the boys calling him dad, and this, that, and another. He said, no, I wanted to call him Pops. But I took that, and this is what I heard. He's looking for validation and acceptance because all of your attention have been on Pops and the new babies. That's what your attention is. So if I could get into here, if I could call him Pops, then maybe I could feel like I'm part of this unit and not the outsider, or I'm the firstborn, or I'm the other son, or whatever the case may be. And that's what I heard. Okay. And that's something that they are going to have to heal. And there's also something there too that we got to look at. We got to look at what is the relationship between Uncle Sidney and SHALON, because he keeps saying your daddy, and he says that with such maliciousness. Well, it's not completely malicious. It's with conviction. That's what it is. He says it with such conviction to where whatever his relationship is with SHALON, something is there. And because it's not gelling, that there, and that's personal and that's private, okay? We don't need to know all that, but just know that those are some that they're through. So when Monique said give it some time, yeah, let's give it some time, honey, because he was offended that you took all those damn girl. Again, here you go, wanting to show receipts, bitch. Okay, wanting to have receipts and proof of shit. And I got it. I get it. But girl, that was personal. Why would you sit down here and show the personal text messages? We don't know who the fuck a Tushy is or whatever. I'm sitting there reading, I don't know who in the hell are these names. So now you got me in your business unexpectedly, girl. That, okay, you need to correct that. And I get it. You're trying to, because you're on this exoneration tour. You're trying to get your name out there. But baby, this damage is done. Because this baby, 32, 34, okay, he's in his 30s. So baby, you violated his privacy that way. You violated his privacy. Okay, so since you did that, what I thought was so classy, he said, I got my own receipts. That I thought he was, when he said that, I thought this was going to be something blasting. He showed those baby pictures of him and the joy of his life, his baby, the baby mama, being festive and all of that. Because he said, I've concluded that I'm good. I am good. If we don't have a relationship, I reconcile that. Because now I'm a dad to my baby, my little girl, who I've got to let her know who you are, because your greatness runs through her veins because we're the same blood. So she's going to know exactly who you are. But I can't fuck with you because I got too much hurt here. It is my praise report that he gets to a point like I had to get to with my dad. And that there is, I got to a point where I'm not doing stuff for my dad out of obligation. I got to a point where as adult men, and that's what it was, I had to give up the fantasy of him being my daddy. And I had to see him like we two adult men. I know you're my father. And speaking to you adult to adult, we have a much better relationship than we have ever had. Okay. And I'm hoping that for this baby here, he gets to that point with his mom. You understand? Because what she could not do for him in his infancy and in his youth and all that, I'm hoping he allows her to do that for the grandbaby. But that's going to be on him. Okay? That's going to be on him. So that's enough about SHALON right now, honey. If y'all want some more, honey, go to my Big Meech moment. I did that a couple of days ago. It's up in the YouTube thing, and y'all go check that out. But here, I'm going to change gears for just a second. Okay. Yeah, this is probably going to be my last one for the night. No, it's not. It's not. Let's have some fun for a minute. Let's do this first.
Quick question: Twinks or Bears? Twinks. Okay. Trump or Biden? Trump. Gay rights? Yes. Yay or nay?
Nay.
Nay. Oh my gosh. What about trans kids?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
All right, let's look at that. Y'all want that one more time? Y'all want that one more time? Let's do it one more time because it was quick. Okay. Check out the questions and look who's responding. Let's go there. Okay, one more time.
Quick question: Twinks or Bears? Twinks. Okay. Trump or Biden?
Trump.
Gay rights? Yes. Yay or nay?
Nay.
Nay. Oh my gosh. What about trans kids?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
All right, let's get into it. Ha! Baby, when I first saw this, I gagged. I get why? Because that girl sitting up there, okay, Twinks are bears. So for those of y'all who don't know what that is, okay, in the community, bears are usually big guys like me, but most of the time they're hairy and this, that, and the other. And usually the bear community are more so like the masculine parts of the community. So yeah, but okay, that's just in title only. But Twinks are bears. Okay, Trump or Biden. Then he say gay rights, yay or nay. And then trans kids, yes or no. That bitch said Twinks, Trump, nay, and no. And I gagged at the gay rights thing too. I'm like, bitch, how you say nay to gay rights, honey? And you just, it's real and carrying on. Oh, I didn't say what twinks are. Twinks are anybody, honey, who is under 100, but under 200 pounds, child. Those little thin children, honey, that look like they need a Twinkie or 200 and to pack on a pound. And usually twinks are young. Okay, they usually, that 16 to 24, very, slender, lanky, very fashionable, and carrying on all that young shit that everybody claim that they want. Okay, that look like if you rub their legs together, honey, they're gonna spark a goddamn fire. Okay, looking like damn caterpillars and shit, rubbing their legs, shit. Okay. Do I dislike twinks? No. But hell, because even a dog, honey, will bury a bone, honey, and save it for a rainy day. Grandma taught us to put that ham bone in the freezer, honey, because it got flavor in it. A bone got flavor, okay? You take that ham bone, honey, put it in the freezer, so that way, when you get ready to do some beans or some greens, honey, sit down there and season that shit, okay? Yes. Anywho, I gagged at that because I was like, okay. And so comedian Samson McCormick, he's a gay comedian, black guy, if y'all seen him. He put in the comments, he said, this just goes to show you that all gay folks, honey, just because we all gay and this, that, and that, we don't have the same beliefs, the same political system, whatever. And these are two white queens going with this. Okay. Did y'all catch the child when he gasped? He said, no. Really? Nay. Child said he bugged. I said, oh gosh. Okay. And I'm like, oh Lord. I was like, okay. But that there's what we did with. So for all of my heterosexual children out there who looking at this and be like, okay, I don't get it. Honey, this is what, when I tell you that the same fights that we're having with you, we have internally. Okay. Gays for Trump, honey. I think that is one of the biggest oxymorons. Okay. But a lot of folks, they're doing that because it's a party affiliation. They're going for the party because it's a Republican party. He's a Republican. They're not going on his merits or this, that, and the other. And everybody that does say that they're going on his merits, bitch, you can't be. You can't be. You can't be, because he's a criminal. He's a crook. Everything about him is a crook. And the biggest thing that he did that everybody want to jump on the bandwagon with is when he sat up there and told us he did not pay taxes for 20 fucking years. He didn't pay taxes. So all of our infrastructure, all of our schools, all of our lighting and carrying on to build the cities and things, he paid no taxes to do anything with. But yet you got all these businesses to where you're burning fuel. You got all this congestion and carrying on in the city. You got major trucks and carrying on, taking your merchandise to and from shit, tearing up these streets and all this asphalt. But you ain't paid not a tax in 20 years to do anything about it. Fuck you and the shit that you stand on. No. You got me cracking up tonight. You should do stand-up comedy. What'd you say? He looks seasonless. Okay. So that there, yeah, honey, we have the same internalized fights. And the racism is real as well, honey. We still fighting racism within the rainbow. Okay. The rainbow alphabets, honey, yes, we got to fight the same fights internally that we had to fight externally with all our straight counterparts. And then don't be straight and black, because black and gay, okay, that's a whole different thing. Okay. Whole different do I did it. Okay. And folks just don't get it. They don't understand it. But and maybe it's not meant for everybody to understand it, but at least get some kind of, well, no. Maybe it's not for everybody to accept, but at least get some kind of understanding. Let me phrase it that way. Because one thing is, you can sit there and say, okay, I get it, but you know, that ain't my wheelhouse or whatever. But be open to the conversation. But that there, honey, gagged everybody. This she walked off. Okay, are you done? Is that it? Oh, bitch. Okay. I wanted to hit her in the head when she did that old stupidness, right? All right, let's go here. This is our final one for the night. Parents, where are you? Pay close attention to this.
Every time he go with you somewhere. What's going on?
It's not a problem. It's not a problem at all. Hold on.
Come on.
It's not a problem. Every time he come with me and I chastise him about something, he want to get in his feelings and shoot you a text message.
Okay.
He want to go back home.
All right. But the thing is, you run your house like a boot camp. That's why your other kids ain't happy there.
No,
He's not used to that.
I run my house with structure and discipline. That's what I run my household with. I'm not saying that you're not doing a good job of that, but that's what I run my house with. And when he get in his feelings, he want to come home because I chastise him.
Right. But he don't do that there. I do everything here. I clean his room. I do the dishes. I clean up. He don't do that. That's why he don't ever want to be there. He don't want to be at your house because you run that shit like a fucking boot camp, man.
You can't be serious. How you gonna raise a young man like that? He ain't gonna be able to know how to vent for himself. Cook, clean, mow the grass. He ain't gonna be able to do none of that shit.
He can do other stuff. He can do other stuff.
Who's teaching him?
I'm teaching him.
How you?
He still got to learn how to be compassionate towards others and be nice to others.
Listen,
you're doing too much on him,
I'm
man.
not doing too much. You're raising this boy to be too goddamn soft, man.
What you mean by soft?
Look, at the rate he gonna end up being a felon on the street, a fucking mama's boy don't nobody want, or you gonna end up being gay. One of the three.
Okay, but you already have a son that's gay.
But I didn't raise him. But that's just my opinion.
So you saying I'm raising him, I'm turning him to be gay.
That's not what I'm saying. See, you trying to change the whole narrative. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about me disciplining my son and you not being an interference. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, look though. That's not how I discipline though.
He could be
you too hard on.
He could be whatever he want to be. Let's get that straight.
Okay. But you too hard on him. You too hard on him.
I'm supposed to be hard on him. That's wrong with these kids.
Why you think your other kids don't want to come? You too hard on them, man. That's too much. Let them be a kid.
So I got to be the fall guy because I want to be hard on my kids to make sure they turn out right. better than I did.
Look,
It's-
come on,
that's
come on, baby, come on, get out the car.
Oh my gosh,
Come on.
man. That's the whole.
Come on.
Really,
Go on
son?
now. Come on, mama take care of you. I'll take you shopping later on, okay?
See what I'm talking about? That's the type of shit I'm talking about. That type of shit.
Man, Jaquez, go on. We don't need that shit. Go on. Go on about your business, man. We don't need that.
Really?
Because the thing is this, at the end of the day, I take care of them. All I asked you to do was to step in and give him some,
That's
talking
good.
to.
That's all I'm
Just
doing.
talk
That's
to
my
him.
son, man. That's all I'm trying to do is
Just
be there for him and raise
talk
him
to
right.
him. You don't got to discipline him and yell at
Listen,
him out.
I ain't had my father in my life, okay? So I know what it feel like, but I need to raise him and discipline him and show him the right way. Better than I did. You feel?
No, I don't agree with you on that part. I don't agree with you on that
You
part.
can't be serious, man. That's bullshit, man.
Man, just go on and go. I'll take care of my son from here. We
I
don't
don't
need
want
you.
no-
We don't
okay.
need you. We good.
Hey, keep that same energy when you need some money now.
All right.
All right.
Make no sense.
What's wrong with this picture, y'all? Huh? What is wrong with this picture? Now, whether this is a skit or not, because y'all know everybody been trying to do these little skits, right? To get little whatevers, okay? We're going to go on the premise of what this was, okay? And I wanted to put that up in there because the way how that was going toward the end, they got to talking a little too much. You know what I'm saying? For that to be a skit. And then he didn't get as angry as I thought he was going to be if that was a real life moment. Okay. And then how she threw up in there, oh, come on, get out the car. I'll take you shopping later. You know, like she throwing something in his face. You know. But let's go on just the premise of what this is. Okay. Now, no, hold on. Wait a minute. Because I knew that was gonna be the line, honey. You got to understand, that's a heterosexual man, honey. And we all know what those traditional heterosexual children think like. That there, when he first said it, I clutched with it because I was ready to pounce. But I had to sit down and think about that. Because in his mind, that's all he knows. You sitting up here, the mama, she just sat up there and said, I cook, I clean, and this, that, and other. He got to learn how to be compassionate and nice to others and this, that, and other. And he's up there and said, wait a minute, honey, he's going to be too fucking soft. Okay? Now, what does that mean? Let's break down what softness is. Because, see, that there is... That's an Achilles heel in the Black community. Now, I don't know what it is in everybody else's community because I've never lived that experience. But us as Black folks, being seen as soft and not being able to take care of yourself, not being able to fend for yourself and be a man, okay? There always seems to be an issue. And let me use this as an example, you know, to preface the story. How many of y'all always say, oh, you better not fuck with no gay person, honey, because they know how to fight? How many of y'all have said that? How many of y'all heard people say that? Okay? How many of y'all have known folks who got their asses whipped by gay folks but won't say it out loud? Huh? Why? Because what you thought was soft and was an easy kick ass and takeover moment, you got tricked in it, didn't you? You got your ass whipped by that damn sissy, didn't you? Okay? Or at least they know how to hold their own. They didn't run from no fucking fight. Okay? They sat down there and they were able to scrap with the best of them. Okay? How many of y'all have heard that? Okay? So if you heard that, then that means that the type of man that most gay folks end up being, okay, is not the man that society or we as Black folks think that our men are supposed to be. Okay, y'all think that because that we have a little bounce I walk like my mama says, so I know my hips go. Okay, I walk like Miss Essie Lorraine, and now that my mama gone, honey, I'm proud of it. Okay, I've always have been, but now that she's no longer here, oh bitch, I will pop these motherfucking hips just to celebrate my mother. Yes, the fuck I will. I dare anybody to challenge me on it. This is one of the things that my father was having a problem with. Since I took my first step, just hit with bam, hip switch, bam, like my mama. Okay? Ain't nothing I can do about that. So here in this instance, when we talk about straight men who have the idea of what their kids gonna be like, if he's not in their life, just like he said, I didn't raise him because she tried to throw that as a read. Okay? She tried to throw that as a read. Well, hell, you already got a gay son. And he said, but I didn't raise him. Okay? So he's like, no, I'm trying to get it to a place where, wait a minute, what's that? Oh, I'm looking at the lottery. I'm trying to get to a place where at least up under my tutelage and my kind of discipline, I'm preparing my son for this cruel ass world. Okay? And that's what straight men hear. That's what they think. That's what they hear. They want to make sure you know how to take care of yourself. They want to make sure you know how to fend for yourself. Okay? And so how many of y'all who grew up with your fathers, how many of y'all, when he sat up there, he wouldn't collar you when you fail and cried and shit that, what did he say? Suck it up. Okay, that's life. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. I appreciate that greatly. Okay. But let's look at that. Straight men want to make sure that their kids and their sons particularly are able to handle the world. Okay? Are able to handle the world. If I give you the tools, then that. And I was going to understanding when you fail or whatever, they always told you to suck it up, right? Now they went too far about a man ain't supposed to cry. That's bullshit. Okay, but that's machismo talking. We talking about understanding life ain't gonna be easy all the time, honey. Sometimes you're gonna fall and it's gonna hurt, but you got to keep moving. You got to press through that pain. You got to press through. Okay. Then when you get somewhere, honey, then you never let them see you cry. Get somewhere, handle your shit, then come on back out here. Okay. That is what every straight man wants for their boys, because they treat their girls differently. Okay. They treat their girls differently, and they want it. Now, men who end up raising their daughters, especially single fathers out there, then they get in the same kind of treatment, because it's now like, hey, I don't want you to get stuck with no man that's going to D. So you need to learn how to do this. So when you get girls who know how to work on cars and know how to fix plumbing and know how to do this because a man taught them, because they taught them how to be self-reliant. So that there is everything. In this particular case, this father, did y'all hear what he said? He said, wait a minute. Because I'm on him and I got structure and discipline, he get in his feelings and then he want to come call you so that he could come home. Because why? You not pushing him like I do. Then this heifer sit up there and says, you pushing him too hard. You running your house like a fucking boot camp. What are you doing in yours? To where he know he could pick up a phone. Mama, come and get me because daddy sitting up here hollering and carrying on it. That's a motherfucking tantrum. How many of y'all would come up in two-parent households and, oh no, you know what? Remember on the Cosby Show? Remember on the Cosby Show when Rudy was playing football and she got bruised? She fell down and Claire was trying to run out there to the court and Cliff grabbed her. Right? I'm like, no, she in the game. This is what happens in the fucking game. No, it ain't about mama go run out there and get my baby. No. No, honey. No. No, that's what this is. You get hit, you get knocked down, but it's gonna hurt sometimes. Hell. What? They say, oh, kiss the boo-boo, ooh, mama. No. God, no. Okay? So that there is that. Now, let's unpack that a little further, because he also said in there that I was without my dad. Okay, so now he's trying to pick up the pieces. You know what I'm saying? I want my child to have all the stuff that I didn't have, you know, but here we are. You not having an example of what a father is in your life. Now you're trying to raise a male child the best way you know how. So yeah, maybe his tactics may be a little aggressive, okay? Because he never had any structure, you know, but he's still the boy's father. And that's the big I'm trying to get to. He is still this boy's father. Now, ladies, let me talk to you. Can I talk to y'all for just a minute? Okay? I want to talk to you for just a minute, because I'm putting all this on you. And I'm saying that, no, I was going to say I'm saying this respectfully, but fuck it. Bitch, you know when you lay down with that motherfucking dick, it has the propensity to produce a child. If you have not thought that far in advance or done everything you need to do to protect yourself so that you don't have any children with this crazy ass motherfucker, know that that's someone you chose. I'm not talking about those who were forced or who were raped. We're going to take that out the question. You chose that crazy ass motherfucker. You chose to lay down with that dick. And now you're pregnant and finna bring a child in here. So whether you like it or not, he is still the baby's father. And just because you don't like the fact that he's a dope dealer, he's a gamer, he's a this, or he's a that, or whatever it is that you claim you don't like about him, he's still entitled to spend time with his child. That. If y'all have not come up with an agreement on how you're going to parent this child, you can't tell this motherfucker how to raise his baby, because that's his child too. Now, how about that? Huh? How about that? And then you get mad because, and now God help, if he end up having another woman, I don't want that bitch around my kids. How is his child or kids too? How you gonna put that on there? And why do y'all want to use the kids as the pawn pieces and as the bargaining tools? That ain't right in nobody's book. A child should never have to choose between their damn parents. Both of y'all are my parents. How do you choose? How do you choose? Unless y'all put the baby in the business. And now the baby get to see what's what. The baby get to hear you calling him all kinds of motherfuckers and ain't no goods and da-da-da-da-da. The baby get to see from this particular angle how his daddy treating his mama. And so now he done got jaded and don't want the parts of it. Or the flip side. You sitting up here calling her all kinds of hoes and this, that, and the other. But you fucked her. You fucked her. Can we do that? Why she all these? She was a hoe when you met her then, right? But you still fucked her. So now what? So now what? Huh? See, these are the choices. And nobody seems to think that far in advance. Ladies, when you get pregnant and sit up there and tell this man, oh, never mind, fuck it, I don't need you. You hear what she said at the end? Never mind, I don't need you. We don't need all this bullshit. Now you throwing your hands up. Why? Because he want to discipline his child. the way he sees fit because he's at my house. Y'all not living in the same house where y'all can sit down there and say, okay, hey, it's two different households. Kids know how to manipulate parents. They know if I go over here to daddy's house, I can eat the ice cream and the cake at 2 o'clock in the motherfucking morning because daddy sleep and he don't care. They know the refrigerator is on lock and key over here at mama's house. And if I get up and act like I'm going to that damn refrigerator, she gonna beat my ass. Kids know that shit. So now you're gonna get big and bad, man. Oh, get out the car. Just get out the car. Come on up and don't, never mind. We don't need this bullshit. We don't need that. I can raise my own baby. Really. And you heard what he said. Keep that same energy when you need some money. Keep that same energy when you need some motherfucking money. For the phone bill, for the rent, for the lights, the gas, the school uniforms. I need food in the refrigerator because this boy growing, honey. He eat me out of house and home. I just bought shoes last week, but his foot done grew. So now we got to get new shoes this week because he can't wear the damn things no more. I swear my mother was going through hell with my brother. My brother was going through, and every time my mother bought him some new clothes, my brother would grow half an inch and the shoe. Within a month's time, honey, the clothes were too short. She had to go buy more clothes. My brother, he's gone now. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'll explain that in a minute. I'll explain that because I'm here. It's going to be 11 years that my brother passed on the 21st of this month. But in about 17 minutes, it's going to be February 17th. And it would be 11 years that I was in the hospital. I was sent to the hospital because I had to have emergency surgery. And they were losing me on the table. But God saw fit to leave me here and took my brother instead. So me realizing that just took me. And yeah, it's 11 years. And here's the ticket. It's a hurtful thing, but I think God does this to keep us on our toes because our sisters just turned 47 on the 13th. My brother passed on the 21st of February. My birthday is March 4th. So he died in between our birthdays. So every year this time, we go through this. And on top of it, I still have to celebrate me, and I get a little verklempt about it because I almost died. And that's the part of the story that I don't connect. I was dead on the table. So that it hits me, okay? And so as I'm celebrating me, I celebrate my brother as well. And I'm the firstborn, y'all, so yeah. And we were 3 years apart. So it'll be 11 years. So, that was a moment. As we get back on track. Let me go here. Oh, excuse me. I'm very transparent and people get upset at that with me. And yes, some things shouldn't be aired out. With that being said, I have a daughter who likes girls, and I had her back as a father, and I told her I love her no matter what, and whoever she loves, that's fine, as long as you are safe and they respect you. Children are different today, and we have to support them before mental illness attacks them first. Now, David, you done said something right here, baby. You done said something right here. That's a mouthful. Okay, and as a father, Okay. No. Wait a minute, hold on. Did you see anything when you died, Big Meech? I'm asking not to be funny. I'm serious. You know what? Wait a minute, Groove. I'm gonna answer that in a minute because I got two thoughts going on at the same time. I'm gonna come back to you, Groove. Let me finish this with David. David, as a father, understanding that. Wait a minute. You said as a single father. Wait a minute. Now, how about that? A single father. Dig that. Okay. So, as a single father, and understanding that dynamic, what was that like for you? Because you're dealing with a daughter. Because I know I've had fathers get real that way if it's a son that's gay, and they got to learn how to come around to it and this, that, and the other. When it's the daughter, I don't know what that is, and I need to hear that from a father's point of view, because oftentimes, you know, they still see her as daddy's little princess or whatever. But if she ends up becoming lesbian and then she's aggressive and she's like manly and studly and carrying on, then it was like, okay, wait a minute. I didn't raise no boy. I got a girl, but she wanted, you know, what is that dynamic? I would love to experience that and to see what that is. And are you African American or what's your nationality? Because the dynamic in that, I know as Black fathers, that's one thing, but it's a whole different thing with Jewish fathers, Asian fathers, Latina, you know, Caucasian, and this, that, and the other. Because what we tend to think is that our Caucasian counterparts are very accepting of everything, and they're not. They're not. They're not. They're the ones who kick their kids out first. They're the ones who do all this old craziness first. They're the ones who did a lot of the murders and carrying on. A lot of the serial murders against gay folks are done by our Caucasian children. Okay. So they're not accepting of it. Okay. But as a father, okay, being able to go through this and then coming to terms and say, hey, this is my baby. I want to make sure you're happy. I want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. I want to make sure that you got somebody that's going to respect you. Okay. See, and then now it gets to the point where you see where the game is similar. Because the game ain't changed, child. It's the same game. It's the same game. You understand? So when we get into this, for a mother, or for, in your case, if a mother or someone who is acting like a mother figure come into play, you know, and then trying to usurp it or whatever, or trying to sit there and tell you how not to parent, I feel that's a violation. I feel that's a violation. Okay. She was only 11 years old, and to be honest, I just wanted to reach out to you first. But I was like, no, maybe she's not for real. But she was. I'm African American, love Popeye's chicken. Extra crispy, spicy with a couple of biscuits, honey. Okay. I love it. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. No, I misread that. She is only 11. Oh, sweetie, wait a minute. I read that wrong. I read was. She is only 11. And to be honest, I wanted to reach out to you first. But I was like, no, maybe she's not for real. But she was. Okay. All right, now here we go. Let me say this to you, Dad. The first thing is, however you feel, it's okay. You hear me? However you feel, it's okay. All right? Feelings are real. And you can't help how you feel. You can only help how you react to them. That's your responsibility in it, okay? Now, the thing is, is now whatever your dreams are that you have for your child. See, this is the big thing that parents have got to do. Because children are going to be, we want them to be this, that we got our own vision, we have our own dreams. We almost have their lives mapped out for them, okay, in our minds. But we start to forget that they are their own person. This is why when the personalities start to merge and to fold or whatever, you know what your baby's going to do, you know what they're not going to do, all right? You know what you have to force them into doing while they're at home. You know the baby don't like to wash no damn dishes, but that's going to be her chore. You're going to wash them dishes, okay? And carrying on. And it's my house, my rules on it. Until you make your own money and can get your own crib, honey, you will follow all of these rules, or you will find yourself not living here, okay? So saying that, it's okay how you feel. And I thank you for wanting to reach out and, okay, how do I handle this? What is it that I need to do to understand this? Because she's just a baby. She only 11. How does an 11-year-old know this? So all of those questions are going, especially now in this particular day and age, because kids, I swear God brings kids down here prepared for the world, okay? My generation, I know I was one of those kids, and I was born in 1970. I'll be 54 on the 4th, okay? So I know I was one of those kids, but I was an anomaly then. You know, there wasn't a lot of us, you know, in a concentrated area, you know, not collectively across the country, yeah, but, you know, it was an anomaly to be precocious and to be this and to be that. But now the kids are coming today. Hey, look, the toys are cell phones and computers, and now that we're doing AI and carrying on, these kids don't know AI before we do. So they're coming here being prepared to deal with this world. So a lot of them are understanding. They got language now, okay? They have language now to where they can voice and say, hey, no, no, that's not me. That's not me, okay? So now having known that, now it's like, okay, then we do everything age appropriate. That's all. Everything is age appropriate. Right now, she don't know anything about what it is to be lesbian or whatever in the sense that we know it to be. She may have little friends or whatever. They may have little girl parties and all that kind of stuff, the way we know little girls always do. And leave it that innocent. Don't take away their innocence. And you will know that because you will see how it progresses. And then you will also know how conversations start to change. Because if she came to you and was able to say that, she will come to you with everything else. And if she can't, you will be able to have resources that you can point her in the direction to. And how do you do that? You are now, you are a parent or friend of a lesbian and gay person. It's called PFLAG. PFLAG. Okay. There's an organization now predominantly Caucasian, but that organization there helps parents navigate through that. How do I handle this? Okay. How do I handle this? And what does this mean? And, you know, was I wrong? Did I do anything wrong? No. Okay. What you need is a support system. Now, if you need African Americans or whatever, because of our cultural differences, yeah, I know there's a couple of African American chapters. Okay. Where did you stay? What part of the world are you in, Mr. Portley? So that, you know, we can find the resources and stuff for you, because that's a big deal. That there is a big deal. And every parent says that. I thought it was a phase. I told my mom about me. I had to tell my mom about me when I was 15. No, I was 16. I'm sorry. And I had to tell her because I prefer African American. I live in Wichita, Kansas. Okay, Mr. African American. And I live in Wichita, Kansas. Wichita, Kansas. Oh, okay, that's the capital city. Oh, all right. Okay, now we gonna learn something today about Miss Wichita, honey. Wow. You know what? I'm gonna hit you up privately because see, what I want to make sure is that you get resources that you're going to need so that we can get you in the right direction. And you don't have to do anything right now. You can just have them there, research a couple of things, just to get into your wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying? Just to get you familiarized with what's going on. See, this is what being a dad is. Going back to the video, Mr. Man is trying to make sure that he do what he need to do. He got a son. And look how big that damn thing was. No, I don't want to say it like that, but that boy. So he's got to be at least 12, 13. You know what I'm saying? Getting out the car half damn grown. And she talking about she clean his damn room. For real? For real. Now I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna be very transparent with this, because my grandmother used to do that shit. My grandmother did that. But it was her house. And my uncles again, these are my father was one of 12, honey. He is one of 12. And 5 of them are left. And my grandmother used to walk herself up them steps to go clean them down upstairs and get their room and stuff together. What? I lost my mind. I was 15 when I realized that's what she was doing. I know when I was a kid, she would do it all the time, but it was so many of us there, everybody was cleaning something, right? Whenever I would go over. So I didn't pay that no attention. I went over to my girl. I'm 15. This is 1985, child. I am 15. And my grandmother, this is, of course, prior to her amputation. She's diabetic. She's scooting up the steps because she couldn't walk the steps. So she's sitting down and scooting up the steps so she could go up the damn stairs to go clean up behind my daddy's older brothers. I said, Grandma, why are you going up the stairs? She said, oh, I can't have no dirty house, and I just can't have no dirty house. These grown-ass men are men here. My grandmother had 10 boys and 2 girls. You got all these boys up in here, and you scooting up the steps? I still get angry at that. And my grandmother left here a long time ago, and that still pisses me off to no end. But I said all that to say that young man got out that car, and yet he going up in here and looking half grown and need guidance and direction. His body changing. See, that's the other thing. Your body going through changes. Boys need men in their lives, whether it's their father, some kind of male figure that's going to help them through those changes. Because that navigation, a woman can't do that. This is what, when we say a woman can't raise no man and a man can't raise no woman. Why? Because there's certain things about that's rites of passage, honey, we don't have privy to. We don't understand that. We don't know what that is. Okay, and I'm sure right now, Mr. Portley, honey, I know you have every woman in your wheelhouse and in your village that's going to be able to take your daughter and help her when she starts to develop, when it's time for her cycle to start and this, that, and other, because those are women's things that you may not understand. You can help her through it. You know, you may know how to do bras and carry on hair. I learned it. I know about going the bra sizes and carrying on, child, but it took, my mother had to get my sisters. I was like, oh, Mama, it's about that time, honey, for that conversation. You know, so she had to show them women's things, you know, and carrying on. And then relationship-wise, child, we could teach our daughters what it is from a male perspective of what she needs to look out for. But we don't know the intricacies of romance and carrying on the way women do. So they have to sit down there and show, honey, this is your heart. You got to protect your heart. You get to show her what it is to understand what love is and how it's supposed to look. But a woman got to teach another woman, honey, how to guard herself, how to sit down there and to guard herself and how to give love and what that's supposed to look like and how it's supposed to be given. So it takes all of that. And in this demonstration here that we had in that damn clip, that mama was way off balance. She was so far off balance. And then go check, she checked him in front of the boy. You checked him in front of the boy to let him know that he wrong. Really? Okay. And then that's how you got the kids involved in your shit. Okay? That should have been a conversation he should not have been privy to. If you're going to tell him to get the fuck out the car, you tell him go in the house because me and your daddy got to talk. And then y'all had that damn conversation. Now, if he overhear it, he overhears some shit, but not in front of him. You understand? I didn't tell y'all what I'm drinking. This is it, lime margarita. Remember those canned stuff I told you about, those hard cider things? Yeah, this is the lime margarita one, honey. So yeah. Dad did the birdering in our house. So, okay. Mom didn't know how she could cook and clean and love us. But she didn't know how to love us. Oh, okay. Oh, so your dad did all the bartering and care. Okay. So yes, darling. Yes. But that woman, and I said this in the thing, we have so many women who claiming that they need men in the lives of their children and this, that, and the other. Now, in this instance, he's there, but you don't want him there because you don't like how he disciplining the child. And tell him he being too hard. Now, there are instances where that conversation may have to happen. No, you're being too hard on him. I ain't being too hard. No. You've been a little too hard. Okay, ease up just as I see what you're doing, but no, that's too much for him. Because now you still got to learn the child. See, for the parent that's not in the household, you don't know the child the way that you think you're supposed to. So if the mother or the father is coming to you saying, listen, baby, they don't respond like that. If you do it this way, you may get a better response. That should have been the conversation. Because if the parent don't know the child, all they thinking is, okay, you're going to do as I say. And how come it's the problem? Oh, here you are in your feelings. This one don't respond to that kind of talk. You're going to have to, no, don't bark. Okay. Bring that down a couple of people. Be firm, but don't bark. Because if you bark, they're going to shut down. Okay. That kind of thing. See, those are the kind of conversations that need to be had. Okay. So, yeah, there we have it. But that girl was wrong as two left shoes on the right foot, honey. Wrong as two left shoes on the right foot. Now, let me go back to this question because I wanted to make sure I got all of that together. Wait a minute. Hold on. Before I do that, let me go over here to the Facebook page because I'm in StreamYard right now and I'm trying to get to y'all. But hallelujah. Okay. When I put my comments up, I have to put the comments on the Facebook link directly in Facebook. I can't go over. It's not feeding from the what's the name? Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm almost done, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. Those of y'all who trying to get out and go shake your little booty and things, honey, that's cute and lovely and all that. Y'all be careful. Okay, be careful out there in them streets. Okay, in them streets. Okay. Yes, Lord. Okay. I want to make sure I send something over. Mr. Portley, go ahead on in and check your messages in message. I just sent you some information. Okay. Well, what I sent you my number. That's what I did. Okay. What's that shit? I'm gonna need a drink when this one starts administration. Okay, right. I have one girl down, and that was heartbreaking seeing that one growing up. And now I have to prepare for the 11-year-old. Lord Jesus. Okay. I'm glad to be back home here in Wichita because my sister or my mom could help with that. I miss when both of my girls were babies because it was easier picking out diapers, and now we're standing now picking out tampons. Oh, but it's okay because God got me. Let me tell you something, honey. I helped my mother raise my siblings. My sisters, I told you, my sisters are identical twins, honey. They just turned 47. So I get it. God, I get it. But thank God that when it came time for them to, when they started their cycles and this, that, and the other, I was I'm 7 years older than them. So at that time, I was just about to graduate high school and this, that, and the other. So I was a little in the streets and doing my thing and stuff. So at the time that all that started, and I had to tell her, okay, Mom, it's that time. Mama took that over and did all of that. And I didn't have to worry about that part. But I do know what it is to go. Well, we got to go get shoes and dresses and this and that and all that, doing hair and this, that, and that. Of course, when they were babies, of course it was easy because they didn't have no mouth. Okay, you didn't have to sit down there. They if you got it wrong, everybody knew it was your fault, right? But it wasn't them trying to put you in check about it or being disagreeable. As they became toddlers and still started understanding colors and patterns and pretty and not pretty, then they started to want to put their own emphasis on it and their own creativity. You remember those days when they first started dressing themselves because they want to say, I picked out my outfit. Which was cute because back in our day we had Garanimals, honey. And Garanimals, honey, you matched the zebra with the zebra. Everything that had a zebra on it, that means they go together. You could interchange pieces. That's how we learned about matching clothes. They don't, well, they still got them, but they don't do that anymore. Like the way that's how we learn how to pick out our clothes and this, that, and the other, become confident in our decisions. Okay, listen. I did this once because I wanted to wear these pants so bad, but the zipper was broke. Baby, when I tell you, I took a whole bunch of safety pins and safety pin that damn zipper up. Yes, I did. And that was what I was in the 4th grade. Oh God. That was 1970. My sisters were born here, so it had to have been 78, 79 up in there, something like that. I had all these safety pins up, and I got talked about, of course, because that was unheard of. But then that became a fashion statement later, honey. Okay, now of a sudden, folks put safety pins here, all down the sleeve. Yeah, but oh, excuse me. I wanted to wear those pants, child. And those pants, honey, were a powder blue pants, and they had a print to them. Oh, those are some cute pants, child. I was gonna wear them pants, and I did. Okay. So that's all of that, honey. Listen, we're gonna pick this up at another time, child. I want to get up from this chair. It's been a couple of hours that you've been here. We've been on for two hours now, and it is now after the wizard, the time here is 12:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right here, it is now February 17th, 2024. God help me, honey. God help me. God help me. It was on this day that I got checked into the hospital at 7 o'clock in the morning up in the Bronx. I mean, in Brooklyn, New York, at Kings County Hospital. And I did not see Atlanta again until Easter Sunday of that year. As a matter of fact, wasn't that a leap year too? Because Easter was in March that year, I believe, like it is this time. But nonetheless, this is a good day, honey. So in me celebrating 54, honey, I'm celebrating life. Celebrating me being here, and then celebrating the fact that my brother left. But that's a whole nother thing. So having said all that, honey, you may finish all of your crumpets, my darling, because the tea has been dished. And you've been dishing tea, darlings. With big means, honey. If you love me like you say you do, honey, take this and like, subscribe, share it with everybody that you know, child. All your friends, your families. Honey, take it and share it. If you hate me or hate something that I said or want to neck roll me, carrying on, you want to do all that old crazy shit, you could tell all of your motherfucking enemies, honey, to like, subscribe, and to share with everybody that they know. Because everything over here that we are doing here at 3 the Hard Way, the syndicate, I like saying that. At 3 the Hard Way, the syndicate, honey, everything that we are doing will move forward. Okay? So, darling, having said all of that, yes, my babies, my babies. Oh, let me get the thing together. Y'all know I'm so late with this. I really wish I had a staff so that they could be on it, because I got to do video shorts. I don't know. Have y'all done YouTube shorts yet? Cut up video to make the little shorts. I've not done that yet, and they say you got to do that in the YouTube app. I don't feel like downloading no goddamn shit, no more, nothing else to this damn phone. But you got to create it in the app, and I want to take the show and do little shorts or whatever, so that, you know, all of that. I'm rambling. All that note, honey, we'll see you guys at another time. So until that next time, honey, woo-hoo! And yes, darlings, scene.